All right, so one of the things that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to share with you is kind of a little bonus thinking about AI and tools that you can use in AI and how marketers may use these tools, or how even like entrepreneurs like myself or other small businesses could use AI tools to help them in the marketing area. So, one of the examples I gave you in the video for this week is about using your ideal client within like ChatGPT to kind of figure out what social media platforms they use, when they're viewing, and things like that. So I wanted to walk you through a real life example of what that might be. So I have ChatGPT open here. I have the paid version. I don't think it matters for this exercise. You can have the free version and still get a similar type of response. So I would encourage you to test this and play around with it and see what results that you get. So what I want to say is my ideal client, I'm going to say this. I am a career coach. So this could be I am a marketing, let's say I am a marketing professional for a career coach. This could be like a company or anything like that. For a career coach, our ideal client is a female that is typically between the ages of 35 and 55, has had 10 plus years in corporate roles, and is searching for her next role, industry. What are the top 2 social media platforms I'll say my ideal client uses, and what are the top days, times she is looking at these platforms. So hit enter from there, and we'll see what it says. Question. I typed in my values a while ago, so it always tells me like, here's something that takes account your values. So top 2 social media platforms. So number 1 is LinkedIn. My ideal client is career focused, likely already using LinkedIn, spends time here updating her profile, checking job leads, staying visible, and then Instagram. So while this may surprise some people, Instagram is used heavily by women 35 to 55 for inspiration, community. Okay, honorable mention Facebook group. Many women in this demographic use Facebook groups specifically for networking, career advice. Top days and times for engagement. It says LinkedIn, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 to 9 before work, during lunch, post-work wind down. Instagram, this is kind of similar, a little bit more. And then it has Sunday on there too. Many women in this age group are balancing family and career transitions, are browsing during quiet. LinkedIn is your conversion and credibility platform. I'm going to say, what about TikTok? Because I have seen more on TikTok. Yes, with nuance. Say they are on TikTok and usage is growing fast. Here's what we know. Large percent of women use TikTok daily for entertainment tips. They generally do not go to TikTok specifically for job search advice. It's for life content and discover career content instantly. Versions. Oh. And Sunday, the biggest window after the kids are in bed or personal time starts 8 to 10 p.m. 7 to 9 is just a quick scroll, lunch possibly. So then it adds TikTok on here. If you're using add TikTok for, okay. TikTok should not be your primary conversion driver, it's your attention magnet. So then it says if you want, I can give you a TikTok content format list. For this demographic, what hashtags to use, how often to post to start building visibility. I'm going to say give me 5 content ideas for Instagram, say, as well as the top, I'll say 10 hashtags ideal client is searching for. So 5 content ideas before and after. So show a client story, anonymous or with permission, before and after. 1, before, stuck in a role I'd outgrown. 2, after, in a role that lights me up again. And then have a call to action. So direct message me for career clarity support. You could do 3 signs you're ready for a career shift, a day in the life of a career coach, quick resume tip, why midlife is the best time to pivot, and top 10 hashtags this audience is searching, engaging with on Instagram. And so I can make sure that I'm using these in my posts. Isn't just searching for career advice, they are craving empowerment, belonging, clarity, relatability. They will click to learn more once they feel seen and heard, so you have to build that trust over time. If you'd like, I can also give you 5 example captions to pair with these posts, ideal posting cadence. So you can use these to pair with, and as you develop, like I would use Canva, others would use different tools to create some of these visuals that go with some of these things. And then tweak them if it doesn't make sense or the language doesn't feel like me. So I could say, this specifically, and I'm going to say, I don't want to call these individuals 40 plus. What other language can I use that gets them specific? So it gives me other alternatives to use, hopefully. Other than calling them 40 plus, people may feel weird about that. Oh, this also gives me a posting cadence. So every 3 to 4 feed posts per week, 3 to 5 stories per day, 1 live every 2 to 4 weeks. So I could take that however I wanted it, set up the marketing. Let's retry this. It doesn't get stuck. But you can see, like as somebody who's in a marketing profession, how they can get a lot of different ideas and pull information in. One thing I'm going to do, I am going to go to Google. So I did find out ChatGPT pulls from Bing and not necessarily Google. I'm going to say search is right up next to each other. So this is going to use AI behind Google. So professional development, that wasn't in here. Career growth. So these are a little bit different here. Women in business, if we're looking specifically at women. I am going to go outside of this AI. Instagram hashtags. Because one thing that you want to do is make sure that you're not using like something like ChatGPT on its own and taking this for its word. You're going to want to go in and do some searches and make sure that this information is correct. So I've used this site before, best hashtags. So we can see in here's some different ones to do with different things, real estate, auditors, but it's professional women. So I would likely want to take a mix of some of these and maybe some of these, or if they're alike, use that versus just using these alone to make sure that I'm hitting what I can. And then for the marketing, we would want to make sure that as we look through the posts and we look at our analytics on the back end of how well they're doing, is something doing better than other things? And could that be because of whatever hashtag is used that the algorithm is pushing it out? Sometimes it does not matter at all. Sometimes it could have to do with that. So we want to definitely use that in like an Instagram case. I heard Instagram isn't so much using, the cat hashtags as much anymore. That's probably more of a TikTok thing. But being able to kind of see what are those things that are really resonating with people. Another thing we can do in here is what are 10 initial, I'm trying to think of what the names of these are. So when I put out a post and I put a description with it, like what are some of those initial lines that are really going to catch people? The hooks. That's what they're called, the hooks. What is going to grab people. And I can look on here. I see a lot about storytelling, hooks, general. Here's some hooks. So these are those things that are initially going to pull you in. So can I share a secret? Fun fact, how to do this, I'll tell you a secret, kind of stuff. Let's get stuck again. So it's kind of interesting just from a marketing perspective, like some things you could play around with, especially nowadays with artificial intelligence versus having to dig through everything in Google and try to pair things together. Excuse me, you could pull on ChatGPT and then kind of validate some things through Google, other search engines, even going to Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn and kind of seeing, like doing searches on some of these hashtags and seeing what are the things that are standing out, what are the things that people are saying. So here it says scroll stopping first lines for Instagram posts or reels. Your resume isn't outdated, it's just not telling your story yet. One of the things that I used to do was when I first started a reel or a video, I would say, hi, this is Dr. Tracy, this is Dr. Tracy Shroyer. Great to see you today. And a lot of my things were not getting, a lot of my reels, a lot of my videos were not getting attention because I didn't have a hook. And so I've started even more just recently of throwing out a hook like one of these versus introducing myself. I can either introduce myself after the fact or not even introduce myself because they can look at my profile, my bio, right, for things like that. So we could even go in, like if I wanted to go into LinkedIn and I'm going to use a hashtag. I'm going to use hashtag women in business. See what we come up with. And I'm going to look at posts. You're not special. You still have time. Celebrating a line as a latest, really. I just wanted to give you a hug at work. So you can see some of these things. They ask a question here. Some of these initial posts are really, I can't believe it. Like they're pulling in with those hooks to get people to take a look and learn some more. So those are just some insights of how you can use artificial intelligence from a marketing development perspective of content and things like that and come up with some ideas. It's always important that you're not using just one tool for that, but that you are leveraging and you're kind of doing a cross validation to figure out what works best. And again, it's trial and error too of pushing out content and what's going to work, looking at the analytics and evaluating that over time to figure out what to tweak, what to change, and kind of where to go from there.